All right, let's test and see if the streams are online. Pretty sure it should be. Got myself some fresh water as well. Let's just see on Twitch. Yeah, we seem to be good. So we are online. And I've already turned on my Eve server. Let me just pop that in here. And then we can start to think about what we want to lab. I think there's a few things that I want to figure out. This is a fun lab. This is just more or less a Juniper-centric lab. I think what I want to do is maybe pull in a good evening or good day, depending on where you are. So I think what I want to do is maybe just hop onto the Eve website, and I might just look at how I can just pop in a OpenSense firewall into EVE-NG. I think it's a very straightforward process, but I'm very documentation centric, so I just quickly need to have a look and see what the steps are. I think it's just going to be like mount an ISO and install it, and then it just kind of runs. But it could be a fun lab just to expand on the either zero tier or what we were doing last in the last stream was Tailscale, I think. So that could be fun. So let me just find that image quickly. Hang on, let me just grab the documentation, bring it over here. So we want to look at how to create images, and then I should be able to just find OpenSense. And I'm probably just going to have to download an OpenSense image quickly. So OpenSense download. Yada yada. Sorry about that. I think I still have the image somewhere on my PC, but man, it shouldn't take too long to download. Yeah, it's a quick download. All right, so let's have a look. See, first just create a directory for it, and then I can just use like WinSCP and transfer it over. All that normal stuff. That green C there threw me off. Let me just quickly get onto Eve as well. So that is just a root Eve. So make their OPT unitlet add-ons Camu. What do I have in there at the moment? I don't think I've got any OpenSense devices. I think it's just OpenSense dash version number, OpenSense dash what was that version? Let's just hop on WinSCP. And I can just connect to my Eve box quickly. And in my downloads folder, I should have it already, though I think I might have to, what is that? BZ2, I don't even know what image that is. Let me just quickly navigate there on my file system. Sorry, I just want to make sure I don't see anything personal there. What the heck image is that? Because that's not the ISO image, that's something else. What is this? What is it? I think that's a extractable file, to be honest. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just another new cool flavor, I guess. So let me just extract that quickly. Let's have a look, see what it is. BZ2 is a type of archive file. Yeah, thanks. I thought it was more like it's also another Linux like archive. It's a Z type. But yeah, BZ it's not something I often see. So let's wait for this to finish extracting. But this seems pretty compact. I mean, this is taking quite a while to just extract it. Yeah. 7Z, that's actually like the new cool thing as well. I've seen a lot of that compression, file compression type, I guess you could say. There's some, yeah, I think it is 7-zip I'm using as well, but I've got WinRAR just like since forever on here. This is almost finished, but that's version 25.1, so we could just quickly name it at 25.1. That should be fine. And let me just quickly drag that over. I just have to refresh that. There we go, it's in there. And might have to refresh this side as well. Copy it over. And then we just need to, well, what is it? So just move that to a CD-ROM so that it installs it like it's a disk image. I mean, the hardest part, I guess, is, hang on, because I know with VIOS, oh, it does the same thing. It does the same thing as with VIOS, where you like need to get the lab template thing just to store that as a permanent image so that you could reuse it. So let's see how quickly this goes. I think that's already almost copied. Yep. So next step is CD-ROM into our directory. Open sense. And then we just want to move this into, what was it, cd-rom.iso, I think. cd-rom.iso. And then we just want to create a drive for it. 10 gig seems a bit generous, but it's fine. Can do 10 gig as well. Let's just see. I might just move this here on my second monitor so I can just quickly look at it like this. So opt kemu bin kemu in em image create -f qcow2 virtio.a.qcow2 10g. Alright, so that should be that. Don't know why we need to format or redo the permissions, but that's fine. I can quickly do that as well. opt unit wrappers, unl wrappers, -a fix permissions. And I still need to sort out my chat on the screen, but I'll figure that out later. Alright, so that should already be done. So if I just go back onto Eve. Oh no, I just saw Eve complained about something. I'm gonna have to, I think, increase the disk size on Eve. The question is, have I used up everything? And is it gonna spam me with that message now until I actually fix it? Because I think I can just add a second drive to Eve and that will make it be fine as well. Let's just do the irresponsible thing and just ignore it for now. And let me just see if I can actually finish the setup. So let's just add a new lab, call this the, what's OpenSense, OpenSense. Then all right, Alright, do I need to do this now? Guys, I think I'm gonna get bombarded by this. I really think the only thing I need to do is just grab a additional disk. I don't really want to download the cookbook. But I'm pretty sure to just expand the drive if I just go into my VM. But I might have to shut the VM down. That's the only issue. We should just be able to add, because I think Eve is like very strict against. I mean, there should be plenty of disk space on here. It's just to add another drive. You don't just expand this one. You just want to add another drive. I actually think I should just Google that. Increase disk space. EVE-NG. Expand HDD. Yeah, we need to shut down. It's probably not too much of a hassle right now since I've already... I don't have anything really running. So this should be a quick move. Ensure shutdown, add a new disk, desired size, and power up Eve. So that's according to Uldis. So let's see. Should just be that straightforward. Add a new drive. Create a new physical disk, virtual disk, and let's just add another 20 gig. That should be it. So let's power this on and see what happens. Hello again, Stefan. I deal with a surprising amount of people in Germany in the ISP space. There's a lot of big carrier type of support there. I don't know if you know a company called Zantaro. They're based in Germany and their support is excellent. Excellent. I really love dealing with the German technical resources. I think one of the big Juniper ambassador people is actually also based in Germany, Christian Stolz. And it's also cool seeing what he's always up to. Root. So I'm gonna have to... I don't think I need to actually do anything there. I can just go back into my Eve device or my Eve server. Just bring that back over here, log back in. And let's see what's happening. The Weber blog. Weber blog? What's that, Weber blog? That I don't know. I'll check this out. I'll definitely check this out. But I've seen a lot of cool people based in Germany make a lot of interesting things. I think I've even seen a German YouTuber cover MikroTik stuff, but he's like full on pure German. He just speaks German whenever he's doing his videos, which makes sense if he's just, you know, showing German people how to do the stuff. So I just need to drag the node into Eve, open sense, and just run the install. Start it up. And let's see what happens. This should just start up. Don't know why I'm trying to open GIMP. I'm quite sure I did name it the right file system. It usually is pretty quick for these type of things. Oh, I know what. So I'm just gonna not do VNC, I'm just going to Telnet to it and run the setup from Telnet. Though, is that what the cookbook tells us to do? Oh, it wants me to VNC to it as well. Let's stop it. If I'm gonna use VNC, I might just have to switch to the HTML thing for Eve. So let's just do a VNC again, but I'm pretty sure I can run the setup from Telnet, to be honest. Start it up, close lab, sign out, HTML5 console, Eve. And now Eve should be allowing me to use a VNC pop-up with Guacamole. I think I might have named it incorrectly, because that's not normal. Stop that. Let me just quickly see what I made that name. CD OpenSense. CD-ROM.iso. That drive looks okay to me. And the name looks fine as well. Let me just bring the chat a bit closer here. Recently, a month or so, a new MikroTik orientated channel emerged, MikroTik Masters. They have decently good explanatory videos on different topics, I must say. I don't know them either. Let me just bookmark them maybe, in case I forget. MikroTik Masters, you say. AI generated config. Well, it looks pretty good. This looks pretty solid. They're definitely using Canva as well to create a lot of the thumbnails. It's very similar to Network Trips type of thumbnails as well. I wonder if he's involved with this, maybe. MikroTik Masters. I'll subscribe and check them out. Like, I haven't seen this. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Oh, so you're saying there's typos in their stuff. To be fair, I make a ton of typos as well, so I'm not gonna judge them too much on that. As long as all of their stuff isn't like AI generated, then it's fine. Like, that's one thing I'm really upset about these days is how I'm happy with AI as a tool and how using it to figure things out, but when people like generate content off of it, you know, it's really messy, really messy. It's almost the same as with all of these networking influencers almost. Like they all have the same type of lines. They want to make networking cool again, and then you just see them with like pictures and smoothies and stuff like that. It's so annoying to me. So what did I do wrong with my setup? I either did my image incorrectly or I didn't name it the correct name, but I'm pretty sure I made it cd-rom.iso. I mean, that's pretty hard to mess up. Did you ever look at NetLab from Ivan Pepelniak for network simulation? I've heard of Container Lab. I've checked it out, but I haven't actually used it yet. I'd like to use it. I've seen a few people use it, but I haven't used it personally. But it looks good. It looks good. From what I can tell, they say it's open source, and I'm all for more free stuff, open source all the way. Even though I use, ironically, a paid-for version of Eve. Ironically. Though I could potentially just do the same stuff on Community Edition. I just find a lot of the times with some of the other labs that I create, I feel more comfortable with how it looks when I use Pro, but it's such a waste of money, to be honest. It's so much extra cash for a license. The one thing that I can at least commend them on is you pay the license, and it's like a year-long license. So technically, you're paying like $10 or $15 a month for it, if you think about it that way. But at the end of the day, it's still quite a bit of money. But it's cheaper than going everywhere and buying your own equipment and servers and stuff. Okay, let me go back onto VMware. Did I actually type it in incorrectly? Let's just start it up and wait a minute. Maybe I'm checking something wrong. virtioa.qcow2. The drive looks fine as well. So to me that should work actually. Especially Juniper's. Yeah. Now the whole world is kind of crazy with their licensing models and just trying to milk everything out of people. Like, to me, the worst company for that is Fortinet. Like they create new products instead of just putting everything on their firewalls or something. That they'll create a new thing just to do this one thing, this one little thing, and then you need licenses for every little thing that you're doing. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's really, really greedy. Like, I can't believe anybody is that greedy. Actually, I can. But to me, it's just so stupid seeing all the different things. Yeah, exactly. Fortinet, FortiGate, FortiVPN, ZTNA. You've got FortiAuthenticator, FortiSIEM, FortiCloud. There's literally every little thing that they can milk out of you. They'll make a product for it to try and sell it. That is fine. The learning curve for NetLab is for me steep, but it seems worth it since you don't need to take care about addressing and routing protocol setup. It's just about labbing. Cool. I mean, I'll definitely check that out as well. NetLab. I mean, I think a few months ago I was even asking if people know of any other or what emulators they use besides, like, Eve, GNS3, or what's Cisco's one? Cisco Modeling Labs or something like that, CML. But I think how things stand for me at the moment, Eve is probably the better one for me to use besides the other two. But if I can figure something else out, then I'll definitely probably switch over. Alright, I've definitely done something wrong with this, so I might just start from scratch. Stop that. Delete that. LSLA. Let's just remove the CD-ROM and remove the drive. And let's re-add the image. At least that should be a quick copy. Hello? Net login. So we can go here and OpenSense -25.1. Copy that over. And once that's copied, then we can just continue with the setup. Oh, at least the audio is muted for you guys for the desktop, so you don't hear, like, when a window's stuck and it makes that boing. It's pretty annoying. All right, so Let's just make sure we follow this step by step. So create an OpenSense image folder. That's done. We've uploaded it. All we need to do is move that to cd-rom.iso. I can close that. So, hang on. Maybe I should just open up PuTTY, because then I can actually alt-tab and copy stuff. 192.168.88.248. CD, OPT, Uniclad, add-ons, Kemu, OpenSense. So, it's just easier to copy paste. Well, I'm not going to copy paste this because my image is something different. So let's just move that to cd-rom.iso. And then we just need to create a disk. And then, well, we would have already fixed the permissions earlier, but that's fine. I can just run it again. Create a new lab and use the login installer with the password OpenSense. Now, this is sometimes where I make mistakes as well. Let's just bring in the new node, OpenSense 25.1, and it is automatically on VNC. Could not read from CD-ROM. So it's not happy with that image. And that's my only type that I've got there. Oh, I think I know what... I am really silly. So I've installed it as a VG, or downloaded as a VGA. I should have downloaded as DVD. What a rookie mistake. But hey, that's one of those things. I swear I've got 7-zip on this computer. Yeah, I do. So let's just quickly get onto those download folder. Downloads. Let's just open it with 7-zip. Why does it try and open it with 7-zip console? 7-zip file manager should be the one, yeah. So let's just extract that. At least extracting with 7-zip, I don't know, feels kind of the same. Maybe a teensy bit faster. But 7-zip's cool. Oh, while that happens, let's just delete these other things. OPT add-on Kemu, and then go into the OpenSense folder and then just remove CD-ROM and the drive. Although I suppose I could leave the drive intact because there's just a blank drive at the moment. Please hold the line. Our operators are on. Ding ding ding. Yeah, they finished their job. So let me just quickly transfer the DVD across. That sounds awesome. Transfer the DVD across. Just make sure I get the... Where is it now? There it is. OpenSense 25.1. And now our operators are copying the file. I wonder if it's the same with Palo Alto when we just talked about like how Fortinet tries to milk everything. I wonder if they've also got so many products in their product stack, like a tool for reporting like Palo Alto Analyzer and Palo Alto SIEM and all that stuff. Let's go into Eve again. And then this time we'll move the DVD image into a cd-rom.iso. And I could just up arrow, create the drive, and fix the permissions. So let's try this again. Oh, I don't know if that image being there might have caused this issue maybe. Hopefully not. Let's try and add a new one. OpenSense 25.1. Start that one. Stop that one. Delete that one. Alright, let's just try and open up a new lab. OpenSense 2. I'm pretty sure this works fine because I have... Did I? Thank you for catching that if I did, because that would definitely cause an issue. CDOM. Yeah, that will definitely cause an issue. CDOM, or let's just change back into OP. Tcemu OpenSense. Move CDOM to cd-rom.iso. Thank you for catching that. It's probably freaking out because I just made that change. Anyways, let's... why can't I right click now? Try and add the node OpenSense. Let's see if this new node hopefully works. There we go. That's better. Thank you for catching that. Easy to miss. Or maybe my R key just got stuck there as well. That could also have happened. I am tempted to get another keyboard. And I think it just said we log in as installer with the password as OpenSense. The only important bits for us is we need to stop the lab, and then we need to just copy these bits, although this will be our own ID here. Let's just see what this is doing. No, it's doing its thing. It's basically just installing an OpenSense server, but it's nice that we can then just multiply the nodes inside Eve, because then I could do this thing like fake having multiple sites and connect them all into something like Tailscale and just see how that functions together. Installer OpenSense. Default key map. I'm just going to hit enter. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I could have done this from Telnet. I don't think I had to VNC in, surely. I'm pretty sure it would have looked the same. This is the fun, boring bit where we're just like waiting for the install. While that's happening, I notice I don't have any music. So let me just get some music playing in the background. Do 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 do. I wonder when I have these images in Eve, what's going to be the better way to configure these firewalls? Because a lot of this is being done from the GUI. And I know that when you access the device, you mainly do that from the LAN interface. So I might just have to bring in some Eve Dockers and connect them as clients almost. Which I could also use to test between sites, so it makes sense. I think that's fine. And there is a few things I want to test out with like OpenSense. I've seen many types of different stuff come out over the years. Let's just change the root password quickly. Like Zen Armor, I think was the one thing I saw some people selling a while ago. And what it mainly does is it does some type of web filtering, I believe. Alright, so change the root password. I think Eve told me to just complete the setup at this point. Yada yada. Complete the installation. Oh, but it's not asking me that. So the installer wasn't asking us to remove the ISO. Stop the node. I don't know if I need to reboot or shut down here. I'm just going to assume we're going to just stop that node. I wonder, I hope I can delete this other node. I hope this doesn't cause me any... Okay, that's fine. Hope it doesn't cause me any issues when we do the rest of the steps. So all that we want to do is remove the ISO. So we can just remove cd-rom.iso. Check lab ID. So that's fine. That we should be able to get at the lab details. 84 BFA, 84 BFA. That's fine. Easy to remember. 84 BFA. 84 BFA. So let's just go into there. 0 84 BFA, this one. And then this one is to just run the Kemu img commit. That's not what I wanted to see. There we go. All right, hopefully that is it. So let's just fix the permission. OPT unit add-on, no wrappers, UNL wrappers -a fix permission. Oh, thank you. I saw that I had that issue. How will you access the firewall after commit the disk? So I'll show you in a sec what my plan is. I'm just going to bring in a Eve Docker, and that could run a GUI server. I'll just pop that in. Which I need to see which interfaces is the WAN and the LAN now. So let me just start up the device again. But while that happens, let me just start up another OpenSense VM and see that it actually does what I want it to do. And I'm probably going to just go back into the native console because I prefer using PuTTY. The guacamole does have its uses. And what is the second one doing? I need to go back into VNC or the console because I'm still VNCing onto these devices. I'll change it when I shut them down again to be Telnet. Alright, so that's good. That's good. And the second one, that is perfect. So what I can do is just start up the Docker. I spaced out and I didn't pay attention. So VMnet 0, so that should be the first port. VMnet 0, oh, it already labels it as VMnet 0. All right. Happy with that. And let's just see, this is my Docker startup. Actually, I think this is where using HTML5 is nice for the Docker. All right, so let's just do a make terminal ifconfig eth0 192.168.1.254/24. And let's see, can I get to 1.1? Yep. So now I can just use the Eve Docker to jump onto the OpenSense firewall and configure it from there. 192.168.1.1. Perfect. Yeah, this should work fine. So root. The question is, does my second node have the same root password now or not? I think it will. I think it will. Let's just say that. It's fine. Wizard's going to run you through the initial setup. That's fine. I wonder if I should just connect this to the WAN so long. Let's do that. Network. That'll be my management cloud. Pop that at the top. And that was VMnet 1. So this should just give it intranet out as well instantly. So domain. I don't have a domain. Host name. Let's make it site 1 or something. No. That's fine. You know, technically I should do this, block the RFC 1918. But since I'm going to do some stuff with my labbing as well. You know, no, leave it blocked for now. We can unblock a few things later on. IP address, LAN address. Let's make this one 10.1/24. I'm just going to have to update the IP. You want to... Oh, it said leave it empty to use the current one. Okay. Let's just quickly update the IP. ifconfig 80 192.168.10.1 or 254/24 168.10.1. Yeah. All right, so it's updated. Was it root? We've already gone through this. I don't know if I need to do this again. I wonder... I shouldn't have to go through this again, but it's fine. Probably just kick me out. Congratulations, OpenSense is now configured. Please consider donating to the project. Which I can definitely agree with. Alright, that looks pretty normal. Disk space. Well, at least we're not gonna... Oh, but that might be an issue. That might be an issue. I'm pretty sure I gave it 10 gig. Because this might be a problem if I want to install the extra plugins. Let me see what it does when I try and add another plugin. So what was that? Tailscale. It is here. So what happens when I try and install this? Is it going to freak out about the space? Installation is out of date. The update to OpenSense 25.1.3 is required. So let's run this. Okay, let's see what it does. But yeah, that red dot isn't like normal. That is just like some disk space thing, but I'm not sure if it has to do with my virtual network with Eve. Because I'm pretty sure I gave this a 10 gig space. Where was it? Let me just make sure that it was 10G. Yeah, it was 10G. Alright. Has this finished? Is it actually on the new version yet? Or is it still busy? No, it says it needs to reboot after it's done. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably figure this out. I think this is why it's not going to install this update. Huh. Because I know if I just use my OpenSense VM on my hypervisor, it works fine. It doesn't have that issue or constraint. Hang on. I mean, that's like 1.5 gig. Maybe when I had that second node, it might have caused some issue. Where I had that other VM that wasn't like properly configured. I hope that's not the case, because then I'll have to redo all of this again. Yeah, because I also used my node ID as 2 because I only had that second node added because I deleted the first node. Yeah, this is like not doing anything. And I definitely need to update. Let me just go through the good old Google and see if there's another way I can fix that from Eve. Besides having to redo everything. Low disk space. Error. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of things online for that. Yeah, it's definitely not ideal. I might poke around with that off stream. Let me just see if the second firewall at least is working. I want to pause that. Let's just delete the link. Pop that in there. And then I'm just going to need to change the IP again, but I'm going to change the IP and just keep it the same for now. Here. Okay, change that. .1. Alright, so it uses the same stuff, but there we see it runs through the initial wizard again, which is right. But same error with the disk space. Let me just complete the setup quickly. Leave that blank. I might just do that as well. Just reinstall it and make it 20 gig the disk size for the OpenSense image. I personally think it's because I messed up the setup earlier when I had two different nodes, and I think it potentially caused some issue there, but not what I wanted to do. But it's fine. Actually, let's quickly fix it on stream. It's like this is kind of one of the things that I wanted to do is get OpenSense going on the stream, so might as well just fix it here, or try and fix it at least. So I can just delete these images, and guess what? I'm gonna create another new node or lab. OpenSense 3. We're going to practically be redoing everything, so I can just remove this disk. It's gone, not saved anymore. See you later. And then I just need to copy this across again, although this should be a quick enough thing to do. The question is, I wonder if I can just switch it to Telnet when I do that initial setup. I'm pretty sure I can. All right, so that's been copied across. And then we just want to move that into cd-rom.iso. And then we want to create a disk. And let's give that 20 gig. All right, so that's been done. So next step would be to just bring the node up in Eve, or let's fix the permissions quickly. opt unitlab wrappers, unl wrapper -a fix permissions. Okay, add a new OpenSense node. Let me go into Telnet. I'm just curious. I'm pretty sure this should show me everything in Telnet as well. That's a pretty good tip, thanks. And for anybody that didn't see that, Risto just basically said, after you remove the ISO and before you commit the disk, make the necessary changes. Update some plugins so they are all carried over to all nodes, which is a good idea. So let's see. Do I actually need to VNC in, or let's just stop it. Right. VNC. I swear this should show on Telnet. But we know this takes a little bit of time, so while that's doing its thing... installer and open. I made a typo. Open sense. I might have to retype it. No, we're okay. Yep. I'm pretty sure. I think ZFS is fine. The installer detected only 2 gig of RAM. Yeah, it's fine. I can increase the RAM. Stripe should be fine. Yes. Cloning system. And while that's happening, let me have a look at this Weber blog. The ultimate PCAP. That's fine. It's pretty nice that they have these site-to-site VPN tutorials based from vendor to vendor. I like that. That's quite nice. Gotta hop off. Have a nice stream and even G'ing. Sorry in advance for my. No, you didn't make me cringe. I appreciate all of the advice you actually gave. You helped me caught a lot of mistakes that I made, like typos and stuff. So thanks, mate. It was nice having you on the stream. Have a good evening and see you on another stream, I'm hoping. So we've got Cisco. Yeah, I like this. This is pretty cool. And let's see if that finishes. Not yet. I might bookmark this. I mean, this is the one Weber that I know very well. The barbecue Weber. I wouldn't call this the technical Weber blog, but I'm pretty sure there's some cool stuff on here as well. Is this thing stuck? It's gonna make me do the good old thing of having the cursor. Although you can see the percentage, so it doesn't do the same thing. But I remember like when I was fairly young. There we go, it's working. But I'd hover the mouse like over where the progress bar is, and if the progress bar goes past the mouse, I'm like, okay, this is still working. It's still fine. It's actually still installing. I don't know how many other people did that. I'm sure it's actually a pretty common thing that a lot of people that were on PCs were doing. Let's change the root password. And complete the install. Alright, so let's do it this way. Before I commit the image, let us remove the installation media, which just means I'm just going to go into OpenSense, Camo OpenSense, and then I'm just going to remove the CD-ROM. I'm going to reboot it now. And then I'm going to connect my VM, my EVE-NG Docker, to the OpenSense node. So it's Ether 0 to VMNet 0. I'm pretty sure it runs DHCP by default as well, so I could probably just do a DHCP. Although, let me just statically assign the address. It's pretty quick to do that as well. I have config ETH 0 192.168.1.254. Then we can connect to 192.168. What was it? 1.1. Although it's probably still busy doing its thing. Well, hey, it looks like I can log in already. Accept the risk and continue. Root. Did I mess up the root password now somehow? Okay, that looks a little bit more normal. The wizard will guide you through the initial setup. The wizard may be stopped through any time. Alright, that's fine. Alright, that's fine. That's all fine. I'm just going to leave everything the same. And then let's just do the updates quickly. And then after the updates are done, you're currently running in a live media mode. A reboot will reset the configuration. Yeah, this isn't, I've messed something up again. Because if I am going to reboot the device after I install, but I've removed the CD-ROM, so how? Very strange. Because I'm pretty sure it's not gonna do anything if I install firmware. Oh, and I'm obviously not even connected at the moment, so let's just connect that device as well. Network management. VMNet or VNet1. We check for updates. I'm curious what will happen. Because this is all there is at the moment. But this thing's barely got anything in it. $25.13. Alright, that shows that's done. So is the device actually done or not? Can I ping it still? 192.168.11. Alright, so I can still get to that. $25.13. If I go to the plugins and I look at Tailscale now, can I install that or not? Yeah. And what about zero tier? So what I think we do now is let's just follow the rest of the lab quickly. And get this lab ID, which was lab details BE957. 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 Else I'll just copy it from Eve quickly. I don't even know what this, I don't want to use that chat room. Copy that. And then node 1. Then I want to commit that image to now the question is that the fix or not? CD opt unitlad add-ons Kemu OpenSense. All right, that's definitely the right size now, so that's good. That is what I wanted. So now the question is, If I stop that, let me just add 2 more OpenSense nodes. Let's just give it 4096 RAM. And let's start all of them up. And let's see what the outcome is, although I need to wait for them all to boot up now. I think. Let's have a quick look-see on my second screen. Well, this is up, so actually let's just get onto the Docker. And I'm going to connect to this 192.168.1.1. Accept the risks. Alright, so it did take that root password. It's not giving me the disk error, which is good. But the question is, will this device now have the other plugins or not? If it doesn't, it's fine. I can also just update it then at least. It's really not a big like train smash or anything. So VPN. No, it's definitely not. Alright, it's fine. It's not a train smash. It's probably just going to be a case of updating the firmware again. Oh, that's a fair point. These firewalls aren't connected to the internet yet, so let's just connect them all. VMnet 1, VMnet 1, and that should give it internet at least. So let's check again. Because I only need 25, what's it, 1.3 to get Tailscale updated. So let's run the update. Apologies for the yawn. I'm trying to remember if I actually remove the ISO before I restarted the other node, because that's probably why it didn't work. I don't remember if I first removed the ISO and then restarted, or restarted and then removed the ISO. A critical upgrade is in progress. Please do not turn the system off. Please. And while that's happening, Let me see if I can get onto the Tailscale. Just log in there quickly. Get started. It's free. Alright, so that's already got me logged in. I've got one machine, which I think was my OpenSense VM. Yeah. So, device is rebooting. It's fine. So I'm just gonna add this. What I'd like to try and potentially do is just get two OpenSense firewalls in EVE-NG connected to zero tier, and then see if I can get them talking over the zero tier tunnel, because that'd be pretty cool to do. And then we can start adding more and more, and just, or not zero tier, I mean Tailscale, because I want to test out Tailscale since it's not something that I actively use, although I've labbed it before. Alright, so that's back online. Let's see, root. Because if I remember correctly, there was some stuff that I needed to do from the shell as well. To get Tailscale working. Alright, I've just installed the new firmware. Is it 25.1.3? Yep. Plugins, Tailscale. Install that. And that should be it. And if I navigate to the VPN, I might just have to refresh my browser. Then I should see Tailscale. Yeah, perfect. So I think I need to do something like enable Tailscale. But the big part was actually just going on to the, let me just go into shell. So that's root at 192.168.11. Am I not allowing SSH into this device? Let me just quickly have a look. Rules from LAN. So LAN is just allow everything. So I think that's more of a system setting then. Administration, HTTPS. Do we have... else I can just do the Eve thing and just go on from here, because I have the window open, so it's fine as well. We're gonna go into the shell, and now I first just need to remember, how do we create the request? So I'm going to go on to Firefox quickly and just find that. It was Tailscale OpenSense. Nice, they've even got the documentation here. which I'm sure is what I used last time. The big thing was to, I'm pretty sure I've enabled it already. And then what we need to do is just say tail scale up. Alright, so let's try that. If it's that simple, that's awesome. Tail scale up. So the question is, can I just copy this? It's difficult from Guacamole. Do I really need to type that out? If I do, that's not fun. Let me just type it out quickly. Tail scale 887A. Alright. So that is good. Nice, and I can see it. And it's got a tail scale IP as well. That is awesome. That is really awesome. Alright, so that is one device on tail scale. Let's just do another one. So I'm just going to move the connection to this OpenSense 3 node. I might change the LAN IP for this one though. Ooh, TMV 123. Not now. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Oof, big yawns. Let's make that .2, and this is just gonna disconnect me. Well, apparently not. .2. Two dot one. Nice. Root TMB 123. So firmware, do a quick upgrade. This is pretty fast. Not super fast, but it's fast enough. But I must admit, I do like the new UI of OpenSense. It looks pretty neat. Like, good job, guys. My nose is getting a bit stuffy. Hope I'm not getting a cold or something. That's pretty cool that Tailscale is also just giving you IPv6 IP addressing. That's actually nice. It's a great way to break into the IPv6 world as well. Upgrade has finished. Your device is being rebooted at the moment. Please wait. Sure thing, sir. While that's happening, let me just maybe bring in another Docker and just pop that on the other OpenSense so that I can do things simultaneously. Start you up, little Docker. Get you connected on there. Nice. I could probably stop that first OpenSense and delete it. Right. So this is root. I am root. That was terrible. System firmware, and we can hop into our plugins and quickly install Tailscale. Woo. Securing networks made easy. I like that slogan as well. That's such a nice one. We like easy. And there's so many bugs these days, or security vulnerabilities, I should say, with all vendors. It's not just one vendor. It's not just Microsoft. It's not just Fortinet. Even though you see them a lot of times in the news, it's all of them. Even the most small little thing you've never heard of is suddenly vulnerable. I mean, I saw an article that somebody, well, my boss actually linked to me about Draytech devices. You know, the ADSL device that's been like compromised as well. It's crazy. They find a vulnerability for anything, I swear. Alright, that's done. So really what I need to do is just go into Tailscale, enable it. And just Tailscale up it. I'm just gonna pop this into another screen quickly. Root 8 Tailscale up. I'm sure I've turned it on. Let me just double check. Oh no, it's not on. Alright, so we can just go Tailscale up. Login.tailscale.com. And where is my... 17E3. DCF, 13 DCF. All right, I think that is up. So we've brought this back. Oops. So I think a good test might be, let's see. What is this one's? ifconfig. Now I might just do it this way quickly, get the other one open on the other side. So 181, 178, 124. It's timing out, but I'm pretty sure it's because I don't have any policies on the firewalls yet. So let me just quickly see if I can add something. Let's add something on this Docker. And I think a good question is the IP ranges. How is the routing and all that configured? Let's just go into our interfaces. Where's the assignments? I don't remember if I need to assign Tailscale anywhere. I think I do need to assign it so it shows up as a thing. VPN. Let's just add it like that. Because now I can go into the VPN rules. Enable that. I think I need to do it on both Tailscale devices, to be honest. And let me just jump onto the other Tailscale device as well. So that should be this Docker. So this one is 192.168.1.1. Is it? It should be. What was that address? VTnet. Ping 192.168.1.1. Pingy. So I can't get to this Docker. Did I change this Docker's IP or is this Docker's stuff shared? Let's just go into the terminal. Or actually, I think I added a new Docker and I haven't actually added any IP addressing to it. So ifconfig eth0 192.168.1.1. No, not 1.1. 1.1 is the firewall. Let's see if we can get there now. Yes, we can. Perfecto. So let's just make sure that we enable the interface or give it an assignment as well. So interfaces, assignments. And I'll just assign Tailscale to the VPN. And then we can just enable it. Now I wonder if that would be enough to get ping working across. Let me see. Alright, so that's failing, but it might still just be because of some firewall rules. It might also just be some routing as well. So let me just have a look at... what's it? Root. Otherwise, just look in the system itself, what it's doing with the routing. Alright. So if we go into our firewall quickly and just look at our rules. Alright, so I definitely think we do need to add a few rules, but adding the rules isn't going to be the final thing that fixes it. I'm pretty sure we just want to have a look at the routing as well, because at the moment it's just doing a DHCP route via my WAN gateway. I just want to see the IP addressing. What has it actually assigned on this VPN interface? Although I might actually just have to go into the GUI to check that out again, but we should see it in the dashboard as well, I think. Alright, I'm not seeing it there, so let's just minimize that and go into here. Ifconfig. So my Tailscale, that's a pretty interesting mask. Just check something with the Tailscale VPN stuff. Tailscale settings. Except subnet routes that other nodes advertise. I wonder when it says that if it means if you're connecting these nodes with a routing protocol like OSPF and BGP, so it accepts those routes. I could also advertise one as an exit node, so that would just basically make that the default gateway. Is this where I can advertise my routes as well? That's interesting. 2.0/24 site 2 LAN. Let's add it like that. I wonder, I'm going to do the same on the left hand side Tailscale device. And let's just go advertise routes. Was there an apply button I had to press as well? I didn't see it. 192.168.1.0 site 2 site 1 LAN. Site 2 LAN. Alright, so that looks good. I wonder if I just do this now, can I like ping that 192.168.2.1? No. But maybe we can do some stuff with the firewall policies now. So maybe I could say any rules. Would this be LAN or would this be, let's do VPN to LAN until you do a pass rule. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rule that says anything we're going to pass coming into the VPN with the destination being the LAN network. No, the destination, I want it to be the LAN net. And maybe this firewall as well. And maybe, well, let's do VPN address and LAN address or LAN net. And just save that. And then we do a similar rule on the other one. But I'm curious, does that ping work yet? No, that still fails. So it's definitely seeing the other Tailscale device. Is that the one thing I was trying to ping? Ping 181, 178, 124. No. But I still need to add some policies as well. So let's just do that. Firewall, VPN, firewall rules, VPN. So create a new rule. And we could just make this a pass from the VPN to the LAN network and the VPN address. Okay, so that should be accepting that. So anything from the LAN network to anything is basically already done. I wonder. Let's quickly do this. Let me just make sure which Docker is which. So we should be able to do something like a route add network route add. I think we could just do a default gateway 192.168.1.1 route add default gateway 192.168.2.1. Can I ping across? No. 192.168.11.21. No. So we've got the two nodes on Tailscale, but the question is the nodes routing it correctly, and is the rule set up properly? Another thing is I should also check out on OpenSense itself, or not OpenSense, the Tailscale portal, what I see there. Maybe there's something I can do there as well. Login successful. I don't want to authenticate anything else. I just want to log in and see. Can I see the routes that I'm receiving from Tailscale though? This machine does not expose any routes. Alright, we've definitely set the routes. Let's just go back onto Eve, but from Tailscale it's showing that no routes are being advertised. Which is interesting. So let's just go back onto the GUI. If I have a look at the VPN Tailscale, I'm pretty sure it should be under the settings. Alright, because here I'm definitely setting to advertised routes. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this. Maybe this isn't the routes that you want to advertise. Maybe these are the routes that you want to get to. Let's do accept subnet routes. Maybe that's something I'm missing. Maybe just do that on both. VPN, Tailscale. Accept subnet routes. Apply. And if I do full help, what does it tell me there? Accept subnet routes that other nodes advertise. Okay, so I definitely was not doing that, so that definitely would have been an issue as well. I wonder if I go back on here, ping still does not work. But I still feel like it's not advertising the actual routes. Tunnel. Why doesn't it see any peers here now? I'm not seeing either device now. That's interesting. Maybe I need to do the tile scale up again. Tail scale. Alright, that's a bit weird. I'm going to turn off these firewalls. And I'll poke around it a bit off stream as well. But hey, we did get the firewalls onto Eve and they do work, and we can load Tailscale onto them. So there's definitely a lot of good progress, a lot more things that I want to figure out actually, but we're getting there. So this is a good place for me to chill out, potentially end of the stream. If anybody has questions, I'll stick around for a couple of minutes. And yeah, it's a pretty good stream. Let me just shut down my Eve. Oh, a sneeze is coming, I can feel it. Got the mute off just in time. Alright, but Eve's busy shutting down, so I mean that's really what we can do with the lab tonight. Best viewers on stream, boo. No thank you. Alright, I don't see any questions, so yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll have a stream on Friday for the gaming again, and we'll definitely pick up some more stuff on Monday with the technical lab streams. And I'll see if I can potentially start pushing out some more videos on the main YouTube channel as well. Just more tutorial stuff and maybe some news related things. But if you watched, thank you so much for being a part of the stream. Really, I enjoy hanging out with you guys and just figuring things